Welcome to this week's Friday movie reviews, and this week I have 6 movies that I watched this week. Well, I'm going to tell you. And the first movie that I watched this week was on Saturday, and that is the new Power Rangers movie. It was the first movie that I watched in 4K because I just got an 4K TV and a 4K Blu-ray player. So why not get your first experience, 4K experience, be Power Rangers? This is the second time I watched it. The first time I watched it was at the cinemas. It was pretty good. A lot darker than the TV series, that's for sure. And the Thea, Rita, the Putties, and Golda look more like monsters from outer space. And there are actual kings in this film. The movie is about 5 teenagers who were trespassing in the mountain surroundings. The 5 teenagers came across 5 coins that were different colours. The teenagers each took one away with them and then got chased out of there for trespassing. And when they tried to escape, they got hit by a train. You'll spoil there, but it should at the beginning, so I don't think it really matters. And they woke up in their beds with unbelievable strength. And for the most of this movie, they were just coming to terms with their newfound powers. They stumble across a spaceship, and inside the spaceship there were a robot called Alpha 5 and head in the wall called Shordon. Shordon has spoke to 5 teenagers that the coins have chosen them to be the next protectors for Earth. That was known as the Power Rangers. The coins has chosen Jason as the Red Ranger, B as the Blue Ranger, Zack as the Black Ranger, Kimberly as the Pink Ranger, and of course Trini as the Yellow Ranger. And the 5 teenagers undergo training to master their abilities as the Power Rangers. It was a good movie. I would definitely recommend it, especially if you grew up watching the Power Rangers like I did. Well, just around watching it. But the next movie that I watched was on Sunday is Man of the House. Man of the House is a Disney movie from 1995. It stars Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Chevy Chase. It's about a young boy and his mother who got left by her husband, and Ben, who was played by Jonathan, and his mother Sandy have decided to move house for a new beginning. Years has passed, and Ben and Sandy were still happy since they have each other, until Sandy found a guy who she would like to spend her life with, but Ben wasn't so thrilled with. Can't just my train of thought. Ben wasn't too thrilled with the idea of having a new dad around, as he thinks he will just leave just like his dad did. So Jack, who was played by Chevy Chase, have moved in with Sandy and Ben. Ben tried all they can to get rid of him, to get rid of Jack, so he invited himself and Jack to join the Indian class, where Ben planned to make Jack miserable and Leave began and at the same time, without knowing it at the first, but there are some bad people who try and kill Jack for locking a guy up for 50 years, and that pretty much sums up the whole movie. It was entertaining. I did enjoy it. You can't beat Disney movies from the 90s. That for sure. The next movie I watched was on Monday morning, and that is another Disney movie starring Jonathan Taylor-Thomas called Tom and Hook. Tom and Hook, based on a novel called The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. The movie is about a young boy called Tom Sawyer, who was played by Jonathan Taylor-Thomas. Tom sneaked out of his window to run away from home. He and a few friends got on a raft and rode down on the Mississippi River, but then they got hit by a sharp rock in the middle of the river. Tom was thrown into the river and was drowning until some strange figure dove in and saved Tom from drowning. At first he didn't know who saved him, but not long after that scene, Tom bumped into Hook, who was played by Brad Renfro. Hook has been travelling from places to places. He came back about a month ago, hiding out. Tom and Hook went exploring, and that when they witnessed a murder took place. They witnessed a guy called Injun Joe killed a guy called Doc. Tom and Hook managed to escape the following day. Tom found out that a guy called Muff Potter was being charged for the murder of Doc. Tom wanted to help, but at the same time, Tom and Hook vowed an oath that they will never tell a soul that they witnessed the murder, as Injun Joe will try and kill them. This is a very good movie from the late 1995. I've seen it a couple times before, years ago, and I still enjoy it. I would definitely recommend this movie. The next movie that I watch Monday night is Critters. Critters is a good horror comedy. I've seen it many times before. It's about them creatures that is known as the Crits. Yeah, the movie called Critters was set to be transported to another station, but they have escaped and made it to Earth, followed by two bounty hunters who were sent down to kill the critters. The film is mostly themed on a farm where the Browns live. Young Brad and his sister April and their parents Helen and Jay. Brad saw his sister went into a barn with a boyfriend, so Brad climbed out of his window to play a trick on her, where he got caught by his dad. And Brad and Jay went off because they saw something that they thought was a meteorite. Actually happens to be an crashes spaceship. Brad and Jay saw something bad happened to the cow, so they headed to the house where they heard something outside. Jay investigates in the cellar where he was attacked by the critters. Brad seemed like the bravest one out of the whole family, as he tried his hardest to figure out how to kill the critters and save his family. This is an amazing film from 1986. I would definitely recommend it. The next movie that I watched was on Tuesday morning, and that is Critters 2, Main Course. This movie is an okay sequel. In this film, Brad Brown has returned to the town where he lived 2 years ago. He has returned just for the Easter season. He'll be staying with his nana. While he is in town, his nana got a call about some Easter eggs. His nana runs a daycare, so she picked them up for the children, without knowing that those eggs are in fact Critters eggs. The two bounty hunters has returned, as well with Charlie, who is now staying with them as a bounty hunter. People at first wasn't happy to see Brad again, as he is known in his old town, the boy who cried critter. But when the critters finally hatch and strike again, people believe that Brad is bad news, as he returned, and so did the critters. At the same time, it was a fun little movie, not the best one, but an okay watch. The last movie that I watched this week is, I watched it Tuesday night. It's Critters 3. This movie is my favourite out of the whole franchise, only because it has Leonardo DiCaprio in his first ever movie. As a young kid, this film is about a family that are on their way back from their vacation. A teenage girl named Annie and her little brother named Johnny, and their dad named Clifford. They got a flat tire, so they pulled up at the west area, where they bumped into a young boy named Josh, who was played by Leonardo DiCaprio. Josh was playing with Johnny's frisbee until it went into the woods, where when Josh went to get the frisbee back for Johnny, a man suddenly jumped up out of the ground, and that was Charlie. Charlie gave Johnny a crystal. He warns them, if the crystal turns green, watch out for yourselves. Clifford fixed his wheel, and they went home to find trouble is waiting for them. With the return of the critters, this is just a good movie. In my opinion, I will recommend it, especially if you like Leonardo DiCaprio movies. It's a really good watch. I mean, it'd be entertaining to watch that movie, and then watch The Revenant and see how it changed over the years, or even watch Titanic. I mean, even though they are a couple of years apart, well, not about what, 4 or 5 years or something like that apart, it looks so different. I would definitely recommend that movie. That is for this week, Friday Movie Reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.